Wow, this is basically a first-class seat.
We've all seen the regular Riyadh Air business class at this point, but today we're checking out row 1, the exclusive business elite suites on this flagship flight from Riyadh to London Heathrow. I'll be exploring the brand new Hafawa Lounge, a stunning space with a la carte dining, private relaxation rooms, and signature mocktail bars. Then, we're settling into my spacious suite with one of the biggest screens in the sky, comfortable bedding, and a feature you might have never seen before. I'll show you exactly what it's like to fly at the very front of the world's most hyped new airline. It's not all sunshine and roses though. This trip started off with a major disappointment.
But first, this journey starts at my hotel where Riyadh Air have sent out a complimentary private chauffeur service. Oh wait, they never sent one. Well, what was gearing up to be a perfect luxury experience was ruined at the last minute. Riyadh Air offer complimentary Blacklane chauffeur service to the airport for international business class customers. I booked mine through the app, the process was seamless, had the booking confirmed, but earlier today I needed to change my pickup time. The app said I should cancel and rebook and I have to do it 6 hours before departure. I had 8 hours to go, so I cancelled it, and when I went to rebook, grayed out. Couldn't rebook. I contacted support and they told me the official terms and conditions say it has to be done 9 hours before departure. I told them their own app told me it was 6 hours. They couldn't do anything. They apologized, said they couldn't override the system, and that was that. This should have been such an easy fix. I'm sorry, sir, there's a mistake in our app. We're gonna correct it, and in this instance, we're gonna book you a chauffeur to the airport because it's our fault. Instead, I'm left having to pay for my own taxi and with a sour taste in my mouth before I've even made it to the airport. For now, I'm gonna try and get back to a positive mindset. Let's get to the airport and hope this experience turns around for the better. We're back at Terminal 2 where Riyadh Air international flights depart from. Last time I was here was for the inaugural Dubai flight, but today's flight will be much longer and in a much nicer cabin. Let's head inside. I've just checked in, got my boarding pass. There were absolutely no queues today, although the business class cabin is completely full, I think. The check-in agent just told me I can use fast-track security, so I'm gonna head through. And on the other side, we have access to the Hafawa Lounge. Now, from what I've seen, this looks very impressive, so I'm excited. Let's go check it out. Okay, Hafawa Lounge, let's go.
As soon as I stepped inside, I was greeted with a cup of Saudi coffee and a selection of dates. The entrance definitely makes a statement. The lobby feels like a spaceship, but it gets really cozy as we go further. Let's explore, shall we? Starting on the left side is the social lounge with lots of comfortable seating, and this isn't even the coziest part of the lounge. Right next to it is the social dining area, which opens up to a self-serve buffet section with hot dishes, salads, and soft drinks on offer. Behind that is the cafe, which is essentially a barista-made coffee bar. And turning back towards the social lounge, the backside has this impressive looking bar area with a massive LED wall. It's a really cool design here, and I'll come back later for a drink. And off to the side is an indoor terrace overlooking the terminal below. Whew, that's a lot. Now what if I told you that's only one half? Back through the entrance corridor and into the right half of the lounge leads you into this really cozy looking space. I don't know how well it comes across in the video, but everything looks really high spec and you can see the quality in the materials chosen. There's some semi-private seating facing the outdoor terrace. This area wasn't open when I visited, but I was told it's almost ready and can be used for smoking too. The executive dining room is at one end with full a la carte table service and another mocktail bar. I'll come back here to order food in a sec, but first, check out how nice the toilets are. It's the small details like the airline logo built into the mirrors that show the level of attention put into the design. Shower rooms are available too, with all the amenities you'd expect. There's even a set of massage chairs, which the lounge staff kindly helped me to set up. Finally, there are 3 private relaxation rooms on a first-come, first-served basis, with electronically controllable curtains and lighting.
I've just grabbed myself one of these relaxation rooms, and I've got to say, first impressions of this lounge, it is really, really impressive. I think it's one of the best lounges I've ever been to. The attention to detail that's been placed into the design, the materials, it feels more like a lobby, like a home. I can't explain it. It's very, very well done. And on top of that, the service from the staff has been excellent. They've been incredibly attentive. It probably helps that I'm the only person in the lounge for like the last hour, but the service has been great. If maybe a bit robotic, you can tell they're like thinking back to what they should be saying from their training, but I can't put a fault to it. The service has been top notch. I'm actually really enjoying my time here, and I've completely forgotten about the chauffeur incident already. So I think, let me show you what the dinner service is like in the executive dining room.
Alright, my table is set, the menu's on the QR code, and I've placed my order with the waitress. First up is this smoked salmon amuse-bouche. I love smoked salmon, so no complaints from me here. And I also ordered the Riyadh Air signature lavender mocktail, which tasted pretty good. For starters, I had to go for a Middle Eastern classic, the Arabic Mezze, before being served my main course, another Gulf classic, prawn machbous. This was delicious and really filling actually. It barely left enough space for the dessert. The quality of the food here was great, and I definitely recommend giving yourself time to enjoy a meal here before your flight. The only negative point is this fake metal-looking plastic cutlery. It didn't feel very sturdy, and I found it weird to have this in their business class lounge when they even offer metal cutlery in economy on board. After my table was cleared, I was offered a small gift box of dates and 2 packets of electrolytes, which will be great to combat the cabin dryness later.
It is not often you see an a la carte dining restaurant in a business class lounge. I mean, Qatar famously does this, but apart from that, it's usually something reserved for first class lounges, so it's great to see that here. The food was delicious, I'll say it again, but the service from the staff was great, and I'm happy the food was good and filled me up. Since I'm on a 2:30 AM departure today, there isn't a full meal service after takeoff. It's reserved for breakfast just before landing, so if you're hungry, you're going to want to eat in here. Now, I think I'll head inside, grab a mocktail, and then we can head to the gate.
I've gone for the Arabian Sunset today. It tasted great. It's an all mocktail menu since Saudi Arabia is a dry country, so that's going to be another X on the champagne scoreboard. Alright, let's head to the gate.
Wow, that was really very impressive. Very, very nice lounge.
I only spent the weekend in Saudi Arabia, and the last thing I want to do on such a short trip is queue up for ages after landing to get a SIM card. That's where Nomad eSIM comes in, who have kindly sponsored this video. Nomad eSIM is a global eSIM provider with data plans covering over 200 destinations. So wherever you are on your travels, they'll have a data plan that will have you covered from the second you land. I always prefer to go for the unlimited data plans, but they also have flexible daily or monthly plans, so you can pick something that suits your travels best. And if you're traveling a lot this summer, definitely check out the regional plans, which cover multiple countries. I'll be using the Middle East plan for an upcoming trip, but if you've got a Euro summer coming up, the Nomad Pass is an always-on data subscription for 35 countries in Europe. You'll get 1 GB of data refreshing every month. There's a free 3-day, 1 GB data plan for new users. So there's no reason not to download the Nomad eSIM app right now. And I'll make it even better. If you use my discount code YAN, you'll get 25% off all Nomad eSIM plans. So scan the QR code on screen or click the link in my description. And don't forget, YANN for 25% off. Now, let's get this flight. Let's go. Riyadh Air Business Elite. Wow,
this feels like a first class seat. There is so much space here. It's way bigger than I was expecting. I just had a look at the regular business seats and this one has so much more space. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but you can tell the attention to detail, the materials chosen, everything just looks so nice. Alright, let's have a proper look around.
Looking at the seat itself, the base of it is exactly the same as the regular business class seat. But when we look at the wider suite, we see how much extra space we have. There's no cubby hole here, a way bigger screen, and 3 windows to yourself. The seat is comfortable with more than adequate padding, a pillow is provided, the headrest is adjustable, and has a cool feature I'll show you after takeoff. Endless legroom here, and the seat reclines flat to a bed. Storage-wise, there's space under the buddy dining seat for storing shoes, there's a small cupboard next to the seat, and below are the charging options, 2 USB-C ports, an international power socket, and USB-A. Everything's here. Nice. Once I was settled into my seat, the crew handed out a hot wet towel and a glass of lemon mint, a must-have when flying Gulf carriers, in my expert opinion. That was followed by a cup of Saudi coffee, and to my surprise, Business Elite passengers get a small gift in a very nice tote bag. It was a coffee mug and some coffee sachets. I don't drink coffee though, so this will make a nice gift for someone else.
Okay, now it looks like everyone's on board. Well, not that I can see, I've got so much privacy here, but I just had the announcement, so let's head to the runway, get in the sky, and see what the onboard service is like.
Alright, now that we're in the air, let's close the suite door and look at some of the new features on offer. All business class seats have built-in speakers in the headrest, so you can watch movies without headphones. I tried this and it works. Even on full volume, it doesn't seem like there's much sound spilling into the rest of the cabin. But you can still hear the noise in the cabin, so it did seem a bit gimmicky to me. You're much better off using the provided headphones with great noise cancellation. Or even better, just use Bluetooth to connect your own headphones. The regular business class seat has a 22-inch screen, but Business Elite gets this massive 32-inch 4K screen, which looks really nice. It is touchscreen, but since it's so far from you, you end up having to use the remote, which I found a bit finicky. And the all touchscreen interface wasn't always responsive, and having to look back and forth between the big screen and the remote screen to make sure you're pressing the right spot was annoying. Some physical buttons would have been a lot nicer here. I ended up just scooching up onto the ottoman to use the touchscreen before sitting back in my seat once I'd selected everything. If you want a more detailed look at the IFE system itself, check out my Riyadh Air economy review. About 40 minutes after takeoff, I was served a Virgin Mary, remember, no alcohol on board, and a small bowl of mixed nuts. And it was another 20 minutes or so until my light evening snack was served.
Alright, I've just finished up the meal service, or well, it was more of a late night, early morning snack. My body clock's on like 4 AM right now, so I just had the beef pastrami sandwich from the order anytime part of the menu. Although the crew did say if I wanted to have the full breakfast meal service now, I could have had it. I don't know if that's because I'm in Business Elite or if Dine on Demand is for the entire cabin, but I turned it down. Just wanted something light, especially after all that food in the lounge, and I'll have the full breakfast service after I sleep. And with regards to the service, one thing that I keep seeing coming up is the fact that Riyadh Air is a dry airline, so there was no alcohol served on board or on the ground or anywhere as part of the experience. Now, I see two sides of this camp. Some people are saying who cares, it's just a few hours. Some people saying they will not fly without a glass of alcohol. And some people say if you can't go without a drink for 7 hours, you probably have a problem. Now my opinion is, if I'm paying so much money for a business class ticket, part of that experience is being able to drink premium and expensive champagnes and drinks that I wouldn't normally drink on the ground. So paying that same ticket price and not getting that as part of the experience, makes you question the value a little bit. It's not that I can't go 7 hours without drinking, well, maybe champagne, but it's just that you're paying the same prices and not getting the same value from your ticket. Having said that, there is speculation that in the next few years, Saudi will change the laws and that alcohol will become permitted in certain environments, like on flights, for example, similar to how we've seen it done in Qatar. And you can kind of see that direction, because if we look at the Hafawa Lounge that we've just checked out, there's like a massive bar that's been built with shelves with empty bottles and nothing there. It's like they probably know something we don't, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right now it's pure speculation, rumors, and nothing official, so let's see. For now though, I think it's time to get some sleep. The crew have handed me some loungewear, pajamas, so I'm gonna get those on, but first, why don't we have a look at what's inside the amenity kit.
The Riyadh Air amenity kit stays on brand with the deep purple colors, and inside are all Kayanee branded products, a local Saudi brand. It's a very well stocked kit with face mist, hand lotion, face cream, lip balm, a dental kit, earplugs, socks, and a really comfy eye mask. They've done a great job with the contents here. Now, let's get changed.
It's Riyadh Air Business Class toilet inspection time. We've got a nice big toilet here. We can walk around. You know that's my favorite thing to do. Otherwise, we've got the same stone effect on the walls. We've got a nice big mirror in front of me and behind. There's the same branded soap and hand lotion that you find in the economy cabin. But here we've also got a diffuser and some mouthwash, which is always nice to see. And the pedal I was looking for, so I can press this and not have to touch that dirty bin cover, which I hate doing, so very nice. Other than that, it's a pretty standard Dreamliner toilet, bit on the bigger side. Now, let me get changed into my pajamas.
These pajamas were really comfortable. Actually, I ended up keeping them and I wear them around the house quite a lot. By the time I'd made it back to my seat, the crew had kindly made up my bed, and wow, look at how much space we have.
Alright, I'm just getting settled into my bed. The cabin lights have just been turned off, so I'm gonna get some sleep now. But this is a proper first class bed. There's no cubby hole, I can spread my legs out. It feels pretty comfortable, so it's a shame the flight's not any longer. I'm gonna try to get a few hours sleep, and I'll see you for the breakfast service. Good night. Good morning. I just want to start off by saying this bed is really comfortable. Because you've got no cubby hole, there's no restrictions on your legs, you can stretch out completely. If you're a side sleeper, you can sleep right and left, no problem, no leg restriction. I slept really well. The only problem is, the flight's just too short. I think I've slept maybe 2 hours maximum, so I'm not feeling amazing right now. But I think the strategy is, if you want to sleep on this flight, skip the meal service on board, both of them, just eat big in the lounge, well, which is what I did, and just sleep the whole flight. I think that's the best strategy. Now, those of you who know me know I'm not a big fan of breakfast on airplanes, but I'm about to have my breakfast, so let's see what Riyadh Air can cook up. Okay, I've just finished up the breakfast service and it was okay. It started off with a mascarpone and strawberry amuse-bouche. This tasted really good. Then the main course was a cheese omelette with sausage and hash brown. This tasted fine, but like I say, I'm just not really a big fan of breakfast in the skies. It never really hits the same as a proper lunch or dinner service. And then to finish up, I had a fresh fruit platter. This actually was very, very nice. All the fruit was fresh, tasted good. There wasn't any hard frozen fruit like you find so many times on airplanes, so I'm really happy with that. And honestly, I'm still so full from earlier, so I could barely fit any of that in. Right now though, there's just under an hour until landing, so I'm gonna get changed back into my clothes, get ready, and I'll give you my final thoughts once we land in London.
As we descended into London, I couldn't help but think I wish I flew this on a day flight. I saw the daytime business elite menu is way more extensive, it's different from the standard business class menu and even features caviar. There just weren't any long haul flights leaving Riyadh during the day when I flew this, so I'd definitely be keen to revisit this seat on a day flight as their route network continues to grow.
And we're back in London, outside Terminal 4, where it all started a few days ago. So what did I think of Riyadh Air Business Elite? Well, first things first, the seat is amazing. They could have easily sold that as a first class seat, just put up a cabin divider wall behind and boom, there you go. Of course, with first class comes elevated catering. And this is where I can't really give too much of an opinion. On an overnight flight, you never get the proper full catering, and the breakfast service in the morning is never really my favorite. It's not a good flight time for an airline to really show off its best of its catering. And I've seen videos and pictures of the catering on the day flights, and it looks a lot better. So on this, I can't really give a proper judgment because I've not experienced it, but I think it would be a lot better on a day flight. And another highlight for me today was the service from the crew. All of the crew on board was super friendly. There was two in particular that were dealing with me throughout the whole flight. Always big smiles, always taking care of every little detail, always checking if I need something more. They've really got the service like nailed down to a T, and you can tell they're very confident in their roles. They're delivering excellent service. I'm really happy with that, and it just elevates the experience so much when you have this great, friendly, smiley service from the crew. So thank you very much to all the crew that were on my flights. And now, when you fly business class, one of the things you want is a lie flat bed. And in Business Elite here, it's even better. No leg restrictions, the mattress was good, the pillow was great. The only problem is, it's just too short of a flight. I only ended up sleeping about 2 hours, so I don't feel particularly rested, but if I had actually slept the whole flight, it would have been great. So no complaints on the seat itself, just my sleep strategy. And one more highlight, lounges have a close place in my heart, and the Hafawa Lounge at Riyadh is best in class. One of the best lounges I've been to. The attention to detail, the design, the service, just everything. If you're flying Riyadh Air, make sure you give yourself a bit of extra time to really enjoy that lounge and take it in. It was one of the highlights for me. Now, I've just got to mention it one last time. If they can just work on that customer service angle, what happened with the chauffeur really shouldn't have happened. That would have been such an easy fix, and it would have made this like a pretty excellent experience, to be honest. I still love the whole experience. Now, the question is, would I fly Riyadh Air again? Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to try the regular business, but honestly, if you can upgrade to Business Elite for just a few extra $100, that is definitely the move. I want to do it on a day flight, but I'd love to hear your opinion. What did you think of the experience? Was that service failure with the chauffeur at the beginning a deal breaker? Did you like the lounges, the seat? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you're one of the early few who've flown on Riyadh Air, let me know what your experience was like. But for now, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, till next time.